Well, good morning. Day 3 in the Big Brother house, and a very, very wet and windy night in Glencoe village. Wind was rattling the van, woke us up a few times, but it's very, very wet this morning. So a bit of a plan. We're going up to Corpatch where there's a boat wreck, which at the minute, trying to photograph it in these conditions will be tricky, there's no doubt about that. And then we're going to go down the coast, I think, via Auburn to Kilchurn Castle, which is really, really photogenic. I'm not sure what the conditions are going to be like down there, and then we're going to make a decision from there what time of day it is, how further, you know, whether we go down and do the Kelpies and stuff like that, or whether we stay somewhere else. So we'll see how the day goes, and we'll meet you next at the boat at Corpatch. Right, I just want to say before we get out into this weather that this was not my idea to come here. Right, this was Aid's idea, was to photograph this boat. Now, we both did a workshop with a guy called Billy Curry a few years ago, and Billy used to talk about this mythical photographer called Pete, who could get a photograph in every condition.
I am Pete.
Well, today we both need to be Pete, because to try and get a usable shot in these conditions is going to take some doing, I can tell you. So, a real challenge, but we don't mind a challenge, that's what we're here for. Like we said, what else have we got to do? So we're going to get out in the wet and rain and drizzle and wind and have a walk along this beach, and I've no doubt you'll have a look at this port and go, is that it? Really? You've driven half an hour to come and photograph that boat? Well, let's see. Well, it's pretty horrible really, all things considered. Drizzly. This is the scene. It's over by the boat, which is where most people usually shoot this. I just came across to see what this water inlet looks like as a bit of foreground interest, but it's very messy. The cloud hasn't really got a lot of texture for long exposure work, so I don't know if that's going to work either, so it's going to take a bit of a miracle to get a half decent shot out of this. But I'll see what the best I can do is, and I'll post it now. Well, we've had a tootle down the coast road towards Auburn from Glencoe, and we've come to Castle Stalker. It's been on my list for a while. I've never actually been down this way, so we've had a bit of a detour down to have a look at this. The light's looking quite interesting behind, actually. It could be quite a nice shot. We're here for a couple of hours, so maybe towards sunset-ish it might cheer up a bit. But yeah, there's a little walk along here, along the path along here. Long lens, probably be quite nice. This is sort of the angle where I quite like the light on the mountains behind. It's quite nice, and we want a little bit of water between the island and the peninsula. But the further right you go, sort of more it comes away from the mountains. It's quite a tricky balance to sort of keep. You want a bit of a gap here. A bit further to the right maybe, but you want the mountain behind. Well, I'm not sure if you're picking up this moody Castle Stalker behind us here, but it's looking really nice, really tasty. We shot a little jetty down here, and just the castle with its moody skies, just really, really nice. Tonality is beautiful, so hopefully we should get some really nice images from it. Probably my favourite so far on the trip, he says. Yeah, Just have a look at these. Well, we've tootled down, tootling being the key word, for lunch at Kilchurn Castle, which is behind me. So we're going to go out and shoot that shortly. It's very photogenic. Conditions again still a bit hitty-missy. I see since the last time I've been here they put up no drone flying signs. So I have got some drone footage from the last time I was here before they put the signs up, so I'll probably splice a bit of that old footage in just so you can see it from the air, because it is quite an impressive castle. And after that I'll stick up the pictures and see what it looks like, but it is quite a nice castle and I'm hoping the conditions will play a ball for us and give us a bit of light. Okay, well, we've come down to the lock side and there's a few obvious shots where you just rock up and the grasses are in the water and you can shoot the castle, which are quite straightforward. I've come for a little look at somewhere different that I didn't come last time, just to see if I can make anything of these trees. Let's see if I can show you behind me. So I've got the trees here behind me and then the castle sort of poking through, and I think it's quite nice actually. I quite like it. I think the key thing is making sure that none of the branches of the tree or the trees touch the castle, otherwise it just looks distracting if they're cutting the thing. So I've just been trying to work on a composition here where I can get the castle nicely framed by the trees and the woods, and in a position where none of the branches are touching it. I think it works. Looks okay in camera, but I'll show you now, see what you think. It's ideal at the minute. We're getting some real bright flashes of sunlight, which is really nice, lighting up the castle. It's given a few interesting different perspectives with the trees. So I've come around this side now, which is a place I've been to before. I've got this interesting wall behind me and then some trees and a copse of trees. And again, I'm trying to use the trees in contrast to the castle to see if I can almost use the trees to frame the castle in various formats. Just to make it a bit more interesting. The trees are quite interesting, a lot have got green moss on, be quite nice with a bit of saturation, a bit of vibrancy to bring the colours out. So we'll see how we get on. I'll show you a few from here as well. Just wait for the sun coming out again to see if we can light the trees up, just make them a bit more interesting. Well, we've come about 2 hours from Kilchurn Castle to our next location, and this really represents some unfinished business for both Aid and I. We've both been here previously and neither of us are happy with the shots that we've had. It is an iconic Scottish landmark, that's all I'll say about it now. It's approaching sunset, albeit it's very grey, but that won't matter I don't think for what we're after. In fact, it might help. So we're going to go and have a look at this spot and I'll show you on plot where we're at and keep you in suspense for a few moments longer. Right then, we're here. No clues for guessing where we are. The Kelpies, famous Scottish landmark. really photogenic and really worth photographing. So a bit breezy. I was hoping this water in the front might be still, but it isn't. So we might have to wait for that to drop a bit. We're also going to wait till it goes dark as well because they are lit up, so it could be quite nice. Anyway, we'll have a crack round, see if we can pull out a few shots, and hopefully I'll post them shortly. Well, something unusual's just happened, and it's really hard to photograph, but it's really cool. It's quite a cloudy night, and the moon has just poked through the clouds in a position where if you got in the right spot, you could get the moon in the mouth of one of the horses. I'll try and show you on camera, but it's a really tough one to photograph because obviously the moon's really bright, and the contrast of the dark night and the actual horse itself. But if it comes off, it could be a cracker, but I'll tell you now, it's going to be a tough one. Right, well, here it is. The moon sat in the mouth, and you'll see, it's really tough. If I try and stop it down a bit, you'll see you can get the moon sorted, but then it's really difficult to get the horse sorted. So I've taken a few different exposures and trying to bracket stuff, but even then I think it's going to be really tough. We'll give it a go, I'll put something up, see what it looks like, but I'm not overly optimistic, albeit it's a pretty cool sight. Well, good morning, day 4. And our final day, Sunday morning. We stopped overnight at the Kelpies, and we've decided to go back and have another try for dawn. Falkirk Wheel's all shut and closed and being renovated, so we couldn't go there. So we've decided to come back and try the Kelpies with a bit of a rip snorting sunrise, and it is looking quite promising. So we'll get down there, see if we can find some different compositions from last night, see how we get on. Oh, look at this! Look at this behind us! This could be absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. The clouds are just starting to go pink. We've got a beautiful composition here right next to the canal, and this just could be a proper sunrise. This could be absolute. Whoa, I'm so excited. Well, as we leave Morrison's in Falkirk, having had a big builder's breakfast in a massive tea cake, that brings this exciting adventure to an end. 4 days round scooting around Scotland with my good mate Aid. So a big thanks to Aid for driving and looking after me and food and feeding me, which is no mean feat. Until next time, we'll see you later, guys.